Jessel, I'm thrilled to present the Bill Bernstein Volunteer of the Year Award to you. Jessel was born and educated in Johannesburg, South Africa, and at the young age of 16, unable to complete his education due to family financial pressure, began working in the diamond polishing trade. He later went on to complete his education at night school and went into business management, eventually running his own business agency. At a popular Jewish holiday resort in South Africa, Jessel met the love of his life, Sandra. He saw her at the swimming pool. He likens this meeting to the well-known Bible story of our forefathers, the meeting of Sarah at the well, Sandra at the pool. 1962 was Jessel's first trip to Israel. He was a smitten young man, not to Israel, not then, but to Sandra, who was on a student tour of Israel at the time. This must have made an impression on Sandra, as not long after they were married. Life continued in South Africa, where they raised their 3 sons, and in the early 90s, their son Len, with wife Ronit, and their 5 children decided to make Aliyah and live in Ramat Bet Shemesh. Son Rael and Suzanne made Aliyah from the United States in 2015 with their 4 children and live in Ranana. We're very pleased to see you today, honouring your father's award. Parents usually attend their children's or grandchildren's award ceremonies, not the other way round. With 2 of their sons having left South Africa, Jessel and Sandra were making many trips overseas. As is often the case, when they decided to make Aliyah, there was a price to pay in leaving their youngest son Darren and his family behind. Now Jessel and Sandra make the many trips back to South Africa to see their son. We wish them mazal tov on their upcoming trip to celebrate their grandson Nadav's bar mitzvah and to spend the Chagim together. Mazal tov. They're actually leaving on Wednesday. In 2011, when Jessel and Sandra retired, they decided to make Aliyah and arrived in Netanya. It didn't take long before their good friends Jean and Les Barron told them of the AACI. They took out membership and started to enjoy participation in the activities. During his first year in Israel, Jessel, very much like Hilton, was very serious about studying at Ulpan and devoted his time trying to master the language. As Sandra had been a Hebrew teacher in Johannesburg, she had time for other pursuits. It's your turn, Annette. A year later, in 2012, Annette Gordon, a lady who we all know very well, who had a keen eye for spotting any potential new volunteer, in Jessel's words, literally swooped down on him and invited him to start volunteering. As with new volunteers, first port of call was the monthly newsletter, Collation and Delivery. It was very obvious that here was a volunteer that had a lot to offer, and we at the AACI had many opportunities for him. Jessel soon discovered that being retired did not necessarily give him much free time, and found that his weeks were full with AACI volunteering and various other pursuits. The membership department, under the tutelage of Leslie Portnoy, invited him for 1 morning a week, and there was also an opening 1 morning a week at the cash desk, which he also took on. Sometime later, Jessel could only spend half a morning at this position, as he had a commitment to a weekly shiur. It never occurred to him, I've lost my place because I looked up at you just then. Just hold on a minute, yes. It never occurred to him to decline at the cash desk, so he did both. This truly shows his devotion to volunteerism and his willingness to always lend a hand. When Annette retired from volunteering and moved away from Netanya, she asked Jessel to take over with David Rubenstein the distribution of the newsletter on the last Sunday of the month, the newsletter collation. It's a great asset in this job to know the streets of Netanya well. This suited Jessel as, much to Sandra's concern, he had been finding his way around Netanya on his bicycle. There have been a few falls, but this never deterred Jessel. Twice a year at our very popular bargain sale, Jessel can be seen walking around the hall, keeping an eye on everything, making sure nothing is walking out of the door unpaid for. Jessel has another role, AACI security. He must have told Sandra how great it is to volunteer at the AACI, as some 18 months ago she joined the clan of volunteers, first at the front desk and then as proofreader for the newsletter. As with most couples who are volunteering at the AACI, there are some jobs that can be done together. At our evening programs, Jessel and Sandra can be seen working together at the door, collecting entrance money and issuing tickets. They are both working on the scholarship committee and have a niche for the teaching skills in the English Without Borders program. I'm very privileged to be working alongside Jessel. We work very closely together, and I have come to rely on him and appreciate his invaluable help and willingness. I know that when Jessel comes to the office, I need not worry about the state of the cash desk. If there are any unresolved issues or monies unaccounted for, he can be observed laying out all the coins in little piles and relentlessly counting and recounting in order to balance the books. Jessel has a most fastidious way of resolving problems. He will work thoroughly and quietly until all is finished and balanced. On the days when it's quiet, which is not too often, Jessel will always find a job to do which certainly contributes to the smooth running of the office and to the organisation. Jessel will always find a moment to relate an anecdote or tell a joke. It took some time until I understood his sense of humour, and he certainly keeps everyone on her toes. Jessel, it's a great honour for me to present the Bill Bernstein Volunteer of the Year Award to you. יישר כוח. Step forward now, all right. Jessel Sunday, Better America Netanya AACI Outstanding Volunteer 2017 awarded to Jessel Sunday. In recognition of your dedication to Better America Netanya AACI, your steadfast commitment, invaluable help and willingness to always lend a hand contribute to the smooth running of our organisation. Your sense of humour keeps everyone on their toes. You are a respected and popular member of staff. יישר כוח.
Good afternoon, everybody. Seeing that we've got so many South Africans here, goeiemiddag, mense. That's good afternoon, people. We've just read the Sedra of the Week, Kitavo La'aretz. Kitavo La'aretz, when you come to the land. And this epitomizes the organization AACI. When you come to this land, you make Aliyah, first thing you have to do is join the AACI. Because you're not going to get integrated into Israeli society without going through or being helped to go through all the hurdles that you have to jump over in order to integrate into Israeli society. The AACI is a particularly well-run organization. I'll talk for Netanya. I don't know how it is in Jerusalem, but I'm sure that in Netanya we run much smoother than they do, because every time I have to speak to membership in Jerusalem for something, there's nobody there. I have to leave a message and say, call me back. So this organization is well run, and our thanks are to Rachel and Judith and our chair lady, or chairman previously, Hilton and Natalie. And you people do a great job, and it's done by the volunteers, and I'm very honored to be awarded this. And I think there are a lot of volunteers in the hall here who should be standing here also receiving awards, but seeing that they're only going to give out one or two. Thank you very much. I'm very honored to accept this award. I'd like to thank several parties. The first one, I'd like to thank my wife for her love and her support, and our friends who have come here. Some are volunteers, some are part-time volunteers, some are not volunteers, and hopefully will be volunteers. And I can tell you that you get a tremendous amount of fulfillment in being a volunteer, because this is an opportunity to give something back to people. People have done a lot for us, and this is a way to give back to them and to the organization. I'd like to thank my son for coming from Raianana, all the way from Raianana. And unfortunately, my other son from Ramat Beit Shemesh had to leave for America on business, but he sent his deputy, my Bechor grandson, who's come all the way from Haifa. And thank you very much for coming. I'd also like to thank all our friends for their support, not only in the AACI, but in integrating into Netanya social life. Also thanks to Edith for her tea and the collaboration of the tea, and for all her dedication. And lastly, I'd just like to wish you all a Shana Tova, and wish you a lot of health and nachas from your families, and all the best for this coming year. Thank you.